शंखं चक्रं जलोकां दधदमृतघटं चारुदूर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिहृद्यां शुकपरिविलसन्मौलिमम्भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं निखिलगदवनप्रौढदवाग्निलीलम्. Dear friends, welcome to my presentation. Thanks for joining me. This is a re-recording version of my lecture during a webinar organized by Alvas Ayurveda College, Mudbidri, in context of COVID-19 outbreak. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Zenica D'Souza, Principal of Alvas Ayurveda Medical College, and also Dr. Krishnamurthy, Professor and Head, Department of Rashastra and Vaishya Kalpana, Alvas Ayurveda Medical College, Mudbidri, for giving me this opportunity to address you people. Topic selected was safe and effective herbal formulations as immune boosters, which is a very relevant topic in relation to the management and prevention of COVID-19. So let me begin the topic. Safe and effective herbal formulations for immunomodulation. As the entire world is scrambling to find a cure for COVID-19, health experts have suggested boosting the body's immune system may help minimize the effects and hasten the recovery from the disease. The Ayush Ministry's protocol outlined measures to build a robust immune system. Former CSIR scientist AKS Rawat said, Ayurvedic herbs also help increase the production of interferons, that is the type of proteins, and antibodies to generate an immune response against viruses and increase the rate of phagocytosis to destroy microorganisms, thus increasing immunity from containing viral infections. However, as we know, Ayurveda can offer much more than that. Ayurveda can offer an entire prophylactic and therapeutic approach, including immune boosting, antiviral, antipyretic, and other symptomatic approaches also. The research and therapeutic strategies for COVID-19 till date have mainly focused on agents to attack the virus or immunize against it. This leaves aside the consideration of the host, one of the most important factors in disease dynamics. Ayurveda pays particular attention to the host and recommends measures for a healthy lifestyle rather than a mere prescription of medicine. The Charaka Samhita, the classic of Ayurveda, describes epidemic management and defines immunity as the ability to prevent disease and arrest its progress to maintain homeostasis. If we observe the concept of immunity in Ayurveda, we do get highly scientific references, even though they are scattered. The concept of building strength of mind and body to cope with various stressors, including infection, is a cornerstone of Ayurveda practice. Similar to innate and acquired immunity, the Ayurveda concept of immunity, which is called as Vyadhikshamata or Bala, that is strength, is classified as Sahaja, Kalaja, and Yuktikrit. That is natural, chronobiological, and acquired. The holistic approach of Ayurveda towards promoting health, that is Swasthavritta, includes personalized interventions based on host and environmental factors. Here, pharmacogenomic and epigenetic factors are given due importance. If we are talking about the suggested interventions, these interventions include cleansing therapeutic procedures that are called as a Shodhana coming under Panchakarma of Ayurveda, and use of certain immunomodulators that are called as Rasayana. Local and systemic interventions to boost the immune system have been advocated to manage many diseases, including respiratory illnesses. The choice of specific Ayurvedic therapeutic agents and also practices is based on certain individual genetic characteristics known as dosha prakriti, maybe vataja, pittaja, kafaja, or its various permutations and combinations. When we evaluate the possible mechanism of action of various rasayana drugs based on modern parameters, they do not fall under a single category. There are many possible mechanisms that are to be considered. Just to quote a few, it may be antioxidant action, immunomodulatory action, hemopoietic action, adaptogenic action, anti-aging action. That's also by various mechanisms like maintaining the telomere length, hormesis, etc. Anti-aging action falls under various different mechanisms. Then we have anabolic action, nutritive action, and also neuroprotective action. So these are various possible mechanisms of our rasayana drugs. Recent advances also supports the role of these classical interventions in geroprotection, because the role of rasayana in geroprotection or as anti-aging is well established. So this may be due to their antioxidant capacity, telomere enhancing role, autophagy inducing, senolytic, hormetic, and adaptogenic activities. So let us focus only on immunomodulators today, as the topic is confined to safe and effective immunomodulators. So rasayanas as immunomodulators. So due to its effects in improving immunity, rasayana therapy may have direct relevance to the prophylaxis and management of SARS-CoV-2 infection. The botanicals used in rasayana therapy have been found to be effective in immunomodulation and restoration of immune homeostasis. She et al. Described the immune response to SARS-CoV-2 infection in two phases. The first protective phase of adaptive immune response in the host that may eliminate the virus in a large proportion of subjects. In relatively few cases, the virus infection progresses, causing intense release of pro-inflammatory cytokines. We call this as cytokine storms. This cytokine storm results in severe inflammation, leading to lung damage and co-attendant multi-organ failure. Thus, although antivirals are important, a robust and well-contained immune response to maintain immune homeostasis will be critical for good recovery and reduced mortality. So this requires a favorable Th1 and Th2 cytokine balance, where T lymphocytes play an important role. When we talk about rasayana herbs, they may be single herbs or maybe polyherbal formulations. Immunomodulator single herbs are many. Just to quote a few: ashwagandha, guduchi, amalaki, yashtimathu, pippali. Ashwagandha or Vaithania somnifera is already taken up by Ministry of Ayush in association with the ICMR for further research. We consider ashwagandha as a potent candidate here. Several in vitro animal and clinical studies over the last 2 decades have been carried out on ashwagandha to demonstrate primarily the immunomodulatory and antioxidant effects. Its clinical benefits are established not only in inflammation, arthritis, and cancer, but it has been used in several other disorders. The selective Th1 upregulation by aqueous extract of ashwagandha roots has been shown in a mice model. Ashwagandha aqueous extract has a broad spectrum dose dependent role in immune homeostasis. I should thank and congratulate Dr. Girish Tillu, Bhushan Patwardhan, and others who scientifically evaluated this concept. According to Girish Tillu et al., based on available data, it is suggested that when used appropriately, ashwagandha may be effective in improving host immunity through the modulation of key targets relevant to COVID-19. They have demonstrated the clinical effects of ashwagandha containing Ayurvedic formulation to be equivalent to hydroxychloroquine in an RCT for treating rheumatoid arthritis. So this is a picture which is given by these authors. If you closely observe here, we can see that there are many targets which are effectively hit by ashwagandha. Antiviral and immune boosting effects of ashwagandha are because of inhibition of host receptor, that is ACE, antioxidant mechanism, improving Th1 response, and also enriching immune cell functions. Ashwagandha also shows anti-inflammatory effect. This is by the down-regulation of inflammatory mediators like TNF-alpha, interleukin-1 beta, interleukin-6, IL-1C, etc. It also helps to maintain vascular integrity, which is affected in COVID infection. It does this by inhibition and down-regulation of VEGF. It also inhibits BAX1 protein-induced hyperpermeability. Another problem in the case of COVID infection is the alveolar consolidation. Conserving alveolar space is done by ashwagandha by preventing accumulation of M1 type macrophages. It also prevents pyrexia by downregulation of COX-2 expression and also by decreasing prostaglandin production. So there are multiple targets here that can be considered in the management of COVID-19 infection, and ashwagandha can hit all these targets. So in this picture, which I had shown you, potential mechanisms of action of Withania somnifera in prophylaxis as antiviral, immune boosting, vascular integrity maintaining, and in the management, targeting pyrexia, anti-inflammatory activity, and conserving alveoli. Those are related to the clinical targets of COVID-19 are proposed. ACE, that is angiotensin converting enzyme, COX-2, cyclooxygenase 2, interleukin, Th1, that is T helper cell 1, TNF-alpha, tumor necrosis factor alpha, then vascular endothelial growth factor or VEGF are affected by this Withania somnifera. Therefore, it is suggested that selected ashwagandha formulations may be effective as a prophylactic and adjunct treatment of COVID-19. Ashwagandha might be a better and safer alternative to disease-modifying drugs such as HCQ. Another drug is Tinospora cordifolia or Guduchi, which itself is called as Amrita. This is another candidate picked up by Ayush for further study. The significant action of Guduchi include promoting Bala, that is cellular and humoral immunity. It acts as Agnidipana. It is antipyretic. It eliminates AMA, that is metabolic waste and toxins by free radical scavenging activity. It is useful in skin diseases, upper respiratory tract infection, gout, etc. That is why the name Amrita given to it is very, very apt. Tinospora cordifolia can be used as immunomodulator for activation of macrophages in bacterial infection, as established by Moore P. et al. In a study, fresh juice extract of Guduchi was evaluated for its immunomodulatory and antioxidant activity. The antioxidant activity of the same was evaluated against free radicals, whereas immunomodulatory activity was carried out in cyclophosphamide-induced immune-suppressed Swiss albino mice. Hemoagglutination test was used to assess their effects on humoral response. It showed in vitro antioxidant activities. Similar effects were observed in total antioxidant activity against DPPH radical, reducing power, and nitric oxide radical. It stimulated the humoral immune response, increased hemoagglutination inhibition, according to Athar Hussain and others. Cordifolia site A and syringine have been reported to possess good immunomodulatory activity. There are other 5 compounds that showed significant enhancement in phagocytic activity and increase in nitric oxide and reactive oxygen species generation at concentration of 0.1 to 2.5 micrograms per ml. So they are very good scavengers to remove such reactive oxygen species and nitric oxide. Amalaki is the other drug, a well-established potent immunomodulator. Amalaki Rasayana possesses a significant immunostimulant activity and moderate cytoprotective activity. Amalaki Churna is given the bhavana of Amalaki Swarasa 21 times as explained in Charaka Samhita, which is an excellent rasayana. You can potentiate the product, you can reduce the dose also. In a study, Amalaki Churna and Amalaki Churna given with 7 bhavanas of Amalaki Swarasa and 21 bhavanas of Amalaki Swarasa were comparatively evaluated. They found that AR21 formulation, that is with the 21 bhavanas, had best activity profile, even better than the sample with 7 bhavanas. Of course, both had immunostimulant activity. With the 7 bhavanas had better than the plain Amalaki Churna. With the 21 bhavanas had best immunostimulant activity and best cytoprotective activity. So it can be concluded that it is better to give 21 bhavanas to get desired pharmacological activity. Influence of Amalaki Rasayana on telomerase activity and telomerase length in human blood mononuclear cells is established. If you remember a couple of years ago, role of telomere in aging process is established, for which Nobel Prize was awarded. Maintenance of telomere length is one of our targets in anti-aging therapy. It is observed that when Amalaki Rasayana was administered, it may prevent the erosion of telomeres over a period of time in aged individuals to promote healthy aging. Another important product is Chaturtha Amalaka Rasayana. Gajarmal et al. Evaluated Chaturtha Amalaka Rasayana for immunomodulatory activity. So this possesses significant cytoprotective activity and moderate immunostimulant activity. Among the four combinations, Amalaki, Vibhitaki, Amalaki, Haritaki, Haritaki, Vibhitaki, all these combinations, all test samples were found effective in immunosuppressive rats. Test 4 sample, that is combination of Amalaki, Haritaki and Vibhitaki, found more potent than or as similar as response in comparison of a standard group where levimisole was used. Chaturthamatka Rasayana might be a better option, cost effective, and adulteration free alternative can be used for Chavanaprasha Avaleha also. Because you know that Chavanaprasha has got so many ingredients and majority of the market samples are found to be of substandard quality with lots of adulteration or not using the required raw materials. So instead of using such a substandard product, you can opt for simple Chaturthamalaka Rasayana, which is really effective immunomodulator. Yashtamadhu is another drug which is being considered now. In a study by Ayaka PA and others, immunomodulatory activity of licorice polysaccharides is established. So licorice polysaccharides, especially low molecular weight one, exhibit anti-cancer and immunomodulatory activities by suppressing tumor growth and improving general health of mice. They also augment the thymus or spleen index and population of T lymphocytes. Furthermore, the polysaccharides enhance the levels of serum anti-tumor cytokines that include interleukin 2, interleukin 6, and interleukin 7. And also they decrease pro-tumor cytokines, that is TNF alpha, cytokine tumor necrosing factor alpha. Polysaccharide fractions obtaining from Glycyrrhiza glabra stimulate macrophages and hence elevate and assist immune stimulation. N-acetyl muramoyl peptide is glycerin analog having potential in vitro immune stimulating properties. Also, animal studies have revealed its efficacy against the influenza virus that is mediated by stopping the virus replication. So this is an added advantage that Yashtimadhu possesses in COVID-19 prophylaxis. Glycyrrhizin or glycyrrhizic acid present in the plant inhibits virus growth and inactivates virus particles in a potential source of immunomodulator. Pipali is another wonderful drug that has to be considered here, a very good bioavailability enhancer. Pipali as a rasayana is well known. It possesses several pharmacological properties like antibacterial, antifungal, insecticidal, anti-ulcer, anti-platelet, anti-amoebic, hepatoprotective, adulticidal, anti-obesity, larvicidal, antidepressant, anti-cancer, anti-asthmatic, etc. Piperlongum significantly increases macrophage migration inhibition and phagocytic activity according to Agarwal et al. Piperin present in Piperlongum shown to enhance the bioavailability of structurally and therapeutically varied drugs. According to Mannavalan and Singh in 1979 itself, immunomodulatory potential of Piperlongum fruit extract is well established. It was evaluated by hemoagglutination titer, macrophage migration index, and phagocytic index in mice. A well-known Ayurvedic preparation containing long pepper, Pipali Rasayana, was tested in mice infected with Giardia lamblia and found to produce a significant activation of macrophages as shown by an increased macrophage migration index and phagocytic activity. These are about hand-picked single herbs. We have several herbal formulations like say Chavanaprasha Valeha, Pushmanda Valeha, Ashwagandha Vileha, Agastya Rasayana, Vyagri Haritaki, etc., which possess potent immunomodulatory effect along with other therapeutic benefits. Just to quote a few of them, Chavanaprashavaleha, it protects and strengthens the respiratory system. It is antioxidant, adaptogenic, immune booster, nootropic. It has a cardiotonic value. This potent aphrodisiac can balances the endocrine system. It's radioprotective, cytoprotective, genoprotective, anti-mutagenic, and anti-carcinogenic. It has established preventive, promotive, and curative health benefits. Its safety is also well proven. Only thing is that the product has to be prepared by taking all the care to each and every ingredient for their purity and genuineness, and all the standard operative procedure is to be followed to get Chavanaprash of best quality, which is definitely like a nectar. Kusmandavaleha is another preparation which is very good Rasayana, Valya, Vrishya, Brahmana, and also Uraha Santhanaka. Kushmand or Berincasa hispida is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, anxiolytic, antipyretic, anti-nociceptive. It is an established Medhya Rasayana. Ashwagandha Dileha is a Rasayana of Vrishya. It's proved to be having immunomodulatory, antioxidant, anti-stressor, adaptogenic, aphrodisiac, anabolic, and anodyne effects. Agastya Rasayana is a system-specific Rasayana here. It's a Naimittika Rasayana in Tamakashwasa. It's a Rasayana and also nutraceutical. Its immunomodulatory action is established. Hydrolysable tannins of Haritaki that is present here is proved to be having anti-mutagenicity in Salmonella typhimurium. It is said, Haritaki dvayam khadet tena lehena nityashah Chayam kasajwaram swasam hikkarsho aruchi pinasam grahanim nashaye deva vali palita nashanaha balavarnakarha pumsam avaleho rasayanam by Sharnadara. So kasa, jwara, shwasa, aruchi, pinasa, all these are observed in COVID-19 infection also, and this product is symptomatically also beneficial. Along with that, its rasayana effect is well established. Vyagri Haritaki is another system-specific rasayana. It's useful in kasa, pratishaya, even in shwasa. The pharmacological actions of the formulation and its constituents are largely supported by experimental evidence. It possesses immunomodulatory, antitussive, expectorant, and bronchodilator effects, as explained by Deepshika et al. In her work Vyagri Haritaki, a drug overview published in International Journal of Applied Ayurvedic Research in December 2015. Apart from this, there are a couple of other formulations which are useful in respiratory disorders and also have immunomodulatory effect. For example, Shirishavale. Its immunomodulatory effect is well established, where Twak and Sara, that is bark and heartwood, are used in the product. And it was evaluated for humoral antibody formation and also cell-mediated immunity. Hemagglutination titer and body weight were recorded to assess effects on humoral immunity. Immunological poedema was assessed for cell-mediated immunity. Shirishavaleha prepared from heartwood showed significant enhancement in antibody formation, attenuation of body weight changes, and suppression of immunological poedema, while Shirishavaleha prepared from bark showed weak immunomodulatory activity. The study therefore concludes that it is better to prepare Shirishavaleha by using a heartwood if you want better immunomodulatory activity. Just to conclude with another Avaleha preparation which is useful in children, that is Vajadhatriyadi Avaleha, published by Sri Krishna Rajagopala, Ashok BK, Ravishankar sir, and others. Vajadhatriyadi Avaleha was prepared by classical method and evaluated for humoral antibody formation and cell-mediated immunity in established experimental models. Test formulation was administered at the dose of 900 milligram per kg, and parameters like hemoagglutination titer, ponderal changes, histopathology of immunological organs, and immunological poedema were recorded. Vachadhatriya it significantly enhanced antibody formation and moderately suppressed the immunological edema. So the present study concludes that Vachadhatriya has immunopotentiating activity. So let us conclude the presentation. It is said, Shastranusarini charya chittajnaha parshvavartinah buddhiraskalitartheshu paripurnam rasayana. If you want to get best rasayana effect, you should mainly follow achara rasayana. That is the need without which you cannot expect absolutely fine result from rasayana preparations. With this, let us conclude. These are a few of the references that I had gone through while preparing this presentation. Let me thank all of you for joining me. We will meet you soon once again with some more interesting presentations. Thank you very much.